Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm the Obscure Joe PT, and for today what we have here is Argo. Argo is a new free-to-play game that was released on Steam, developed by the same guys of Arma 3, which is the Bohemian Interactive, and it's using their engine, the engine from Arma 3, which is the Real Virtuality 4. For the graphics, what I'm using it's pretty much the eye settings. I think the only change that I made it was on the objects. I dropped it from the eye to low in order to bottleneck the less possible the graphics card. Because, well, if you remember, Arma 3 never ran great on my system. Arma 3 was always a very CPU bound game. What it matters the most is the IPC, the performance per core. And that's something that the Phenom II is really old by now. It's an 8-year-old CPU, but even the FX processors from AMD doesn't deliver a big performance per core, so they might be in trouble too with this game. So, and as you can see, if you look to the MSI Afterburner, you look to the GPU usage, it is around 73% by now, 72, 71, 70, and I'm recording with the graphics card, so I'm putting some extra volt on the graphic card for it. And as you can see, I'm having a major bottleneck, and the game is running pretty much between the 30s and the 45%. Sometimes I think it even dropped to lower than 30 FPS. And I have sometimes some spikes of frame times, which makes a little stutter from time to time. And so the performance is very bad, and I'm quite disappointed with it, because Arma 3, it had a nice excuse. The map is huge. You can overview great distance, great landscapes, but Argo is essentially Arma 3 with the same engine, okay, in a close quarters map, so it's a small map. I was expecting the performance to be a little bit better, to have less bottleneck, to be better optimized, but in the end, it's the same. So if you can't stand the performance that you get on Arma 3, well, in this game it's not going to be different, okay? That's the unfortunate things. Okay, that is why I'm not playing at very high or something, because the bottleneck is even bigger. So look at this, 60% of graphic card is used, and the other 40% is just laying down there waiting to get work. The same I could say for the CPU, that is at 60%, and the engine just don't deliver work for both CPU or GPU. So many people ask me why I hate so much this engine. It is because of this. It is very ugly optimized, okay? On the Arma 3 they had an excuse. The map is huge, but on this one, I don't know. There is no excuse for this performance, okay? Because we have CSGO, we have Radeon 6 Siege with great graphics and maps more or less with the size of this one. Well, actually CS or Radeon 6 are not the best example, but if we can pick up Battlefield, for example, we have much better graphics and runs much better off comparing to this. So this is really a big disappointment, okay? Regarding gameplay, is anything changing on this Argo thing? Well, actually, no. Argo maintains exactly the same frame rate as Arma 3, so the movements are kind of clunky and slow, so you need to keep that in mind. The only difference is that since we have a lot of players and some sort of conquest map, where you need to conquest some spots, or like a mix between a rush and conquest from Battlefield, since we need to go to certain points, it's very normal and often that you will encounter enemies, okay? So it's going to be, what can I say, it's a more faster paced Arma 3, and it's free to play. That is the best thing of the game, it's the fact of being free, okay? And I think that's all that I want to talk about Argo. If you want to check the results without recording, I tested a ton of settings. It's all on the description and in the end of the video. I'm very new playing this game because I never got into Arma 3 that much, and this is pretty much a simulator but in a close quarters environment with much more action, okay? And the bad optimization is still here, okay? So no matter if I put the entire game on the minimum settings, the game will continue to run at 30s or somethings. So big disappointment in the regard of performance. Hope the team can continue to improve the frame rates, but many years had passed and I never saw Arma 3 improved a lot, even with the 64-bit executable, okay? Guys, thank you a lot for watching until now, and I do hope that you enjoyed the rest. Goodbye.
My link's not going up. Oh, there it is.
Fall back, enemies are capturing main! They're trying to take our critical node! Watch the timer, there's only half the time left. The airdrop is here, keep an eye on it. Enemy captured the airdrop. This will be We weren't fast enough. Don't give up. Mierda, we can't connect. Set up the connection. Move, move! Fall back, enemies are capturing main! Fall back, enemies are capturing main! The timer. There's only half the time left. The airdrop is here. Keep an eye on it.
Yeah, airdrop's right here.
Enemy captured. They're trying to take our critical node!
One's at garage. Right by the drop.
We're in business. Connect the nodes. We lost the connection! We have to fall back.
Good job, GG.
Hello boys and girls, welcome to the performance section of Argo. So as you can see, we have very big spikes up there, to big up values. That is when I died, okay? So every time I died, the camera is placed on an angle where the frame rate raises, so just avoid those spikes up. Let's avoid the maximum frames because those doesn't matter, but let's look at the average at the 1% load too, okay? So ultra average 30, 1% low of 18, bad. Very high, 1% low 25, average with 36, acceptable. High 1% low 25, average 33, even worse. Standard 1% low of 26 and okay, an average of 38, bad. And low, okay, 1% low 28 and average 40. So none of the settings that I tried was delivering frame rate entirely above 30 FPS, okay? So all of them had to drop. Only on the 25% consistency we were able to see that the high, the standard and the low never dropped below the 25 FPS. So this is exactly the same problem as the Arma 3. This engine is just too damn CPU bound, and for that the settings that I recommend you to play if you have a Phenom II is first one to overclock it. If you want to play this game with this CPU, overclock the hell out of the Phenom, okay? Or just get a new CPU. I'm pretty sure that if you are on a budget, the new Phenom II G might deliver excellent performance, because this engine is a disgrace regarding multi-threading as far as I'm seeing by now, okay? Or maybe I'm wrong, but judging how the way that this game uses my CPU, it looks like this game likes IPC, and the Phenom II G can deliver that for $60, okay? But looking at this, what I recommend you to do, the first one is overclock. If you never overclock it, just put the objects on the low settings. This will help with the performance, okay? Because this is exactly a CPU setting. So the game will use 1.4 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, our AG7850 can handle it. RAM usage was around 6 gigabytes. So if you only have, for example, 4 gigabytes of RAM, try to use the 32-bit executable. If you have 8 gigabytes of RAM, use the 64-bit. CPU usage was between the 40s and the 60s, and the GPU usage was a disgrace, between 45 and 80%. This was bottleneck 100% of the time. This was, and it is, a very bad optimized engine where I have hopes, high hopes, that the fact that the maps are now small, that the performance could be much better. I was wrong. The performance is still a disgrace. Like I said, on Arma 3 they had the excuse because the maps were huge, but in this case, this, I don't know, this is wrong. Okay, they should have optimized it. Okay, so that's it, guys. Thank you a lot for watching. Thank you a lot for watching the video. I mean, hope that it was helpful to you, and I do hope to see you soon. Thank you a lot for watching. Goodbye.